how to create better habits for students.
Well, and you're representing Net Impact, which is Busy Professionals Organization. And one of the things that we're trying to do is to show that it's easy to make every great change.
Now, SLURP is an exercise in hope. It's an exercise in the future. We have 11 floors in this building. That one floor has, I think, had a significant impact on all 11 and on the larger campus community. People know about SLURP in ways that surprise me sometimes. When we first started calling it that, it seemed kind of funny, and now it's a badge. There are slurpers.
The type of education that we have traditionally given in many ways caused the environmental problems that we have now. And we need to rethink about that, because we're imparting values, we're imparting, here's how to go be successful, here's what it means to be successful. And it excites me that so many of my colleagues now are re-examining that and re-examining the type of education we provide. And certainly we're all about that at Santa Clara. We're looking at this new core curriculum that I think will be a lot more about integrated education. And of course that's what we've been doing here in SLURP. That's why it's important that it's a community that's living a lifestyle as well as trying to accomplish the research. How many students did we have originally that said, I want to really be part of this, but I don't want to live there? And we said, no, that's not an option. It's not just a class, it's a lifestyle. It takes a bigger commitment to be part of it.
And try and take them out on more field trips and get them just in the environment, because I feel like, because I was raised and I'm more aware, and I feel like if we start introducing them at younger ages into the environment and promoting like a healthy relationship, that will grow and like be instilled in them, and then in their future we won't have as many problems because more people will actually care because they have a foundation with it.
How can we expect kids to take care of nature if they don't have a relationship to it? And I think that my relationship to nature started really early, and I've never lost the sense of wonder and awe, and sometimes a little bit of fear when you're out in the world, in the natural world. And take time to listen.
I know that when I'm in nature, I personally need that spot, and I would like for other people to have those really just almost transcendental experiences in nature. So I care about it in that sense, but also in the anthropocentric sense of just, if climate change is going to affect future generations, I would like to do what I can to minimize that effect. And I think there's just this basic underlying value of life that drives me.
It's very easy to go to class, to think about subjects while you're in class, and then to walk out of the classroom and sort of turn that part off in your head.
It's important that the SLURP project is not just a classroom experience. It's something that we have to live and basically fulfill by communing with one another. You go to a classroom, you sit and you meet with a teacher, and then you part ways. Rarely is there that time for great amounts of interaction with the people in that community outside of that class. Whereas when you're living with a handful of people, you see them every day, you interact with them regardless of whether that's through dialogue or if that's just through sharing physical presence with them.
When you go to a class to be someone for an hour, whoever you want to pretend to be or whatever you need to do to get through that hour, but when you have to do something continually, that's when it actually shows like who you are or what you're like. And so you can't get the same dynamics from a class because people confront in a class as where when you actually have to live with them for an entire year, you can actually understand the sustainability of relationships.
It opens your eyes. People who had no idea what's going on at all with any issues, just the sense of community here, and you're changed. You're ultimately changed. I can just honestly say, looking around our floor, I'm gonna miss it so much. Like, I could cry right now. That's how much I'm gonna miss it. Not going to though.
I chose to live on SLURP because I thought it would be really fun to live on a floor with more upperclassmen, and I just think the fact that it's in Swig, it's sort of like a really social environment. But it's nice because everyone on this floor is more conscious and more thoughtful of things.
This floor tends to be kind of self-motivated, and a lot of the time motivation for activities is one of the CF's hardest duties. So it's made my job a lot easier, and just let me really get to know a lot of people and have fun with them.
I feel like our culture that we've established on the 7th floor is unique, and there's a closeness between the residents and the CF and the activities that we do, and I feel like other floors are trying to copy that, and I feel like that we're rubbing off on some of the other floors and becoming a more sustainable building as a whole, and that our sustainable building will start to leak out towards the rest of campus, and eventually we'll have an entire sustainable campus, not just one building or one floor.
I think that being sustainable is a lot about practices and choosing what goods you use and how you move, what transportation and things like that. But I think a lot of it is about reevaluating what our place is in the world as people, and what our responsibilities are and how we should be acting. And I think that community is one of the biggest ways to be sustainable, is to surround yourself and form vibrant interactions with other people in which you're passionate about things. And it doesn't have to be sustainability that you're passionate about, but that everyone's passionate about something, because I feel like when you are passionate and when people are passionate about whatever it is, whether it's human rights or reading books or whatever it is that people care about, that leads them to be an active thinker in the world and reevaluate things all the time. And I feel like that's what's really important to being sustainable.